Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bot Signal. My name is RJ Redden. Entrepreneurs hire me to rocket launch their marketing message because most are shouting into a black hole. Most are a carbon copy of everybody else, and many cannot get engagement online or off. That is death for your business. So I help create marketing messages that build relationships, skyrocket sales. So what are we talking about today? Well, today is an impromptu show. Today is, my God, where did the time go show. So I'm going to cover a couple little topics and then I'm going to head off because today has been a very busy day already. And my friends, it's only going to get better from here. So just want to talk a little bit and check. Sometimes I touch that button on my mic and then I don't get heard for the entire thing. So want to talk to you a little bit about the JVology giveaway that's going on. If you want to check this thing out, I am going to leave the link as a comment right here. That'll show up for you in a couple of minutes here. That's the link to go check out this giveaway. It's a giveaway of over 50 people are participating in this thing, which means to you, 50 free gifts. They're not your normal gifts as well. They are pretty supersized for this particular thing. And it's exciting. It's exciting that, you can go and get these gifts for free. You have to opt in. Yeah, there's always that, right? But it's really quality stuff. It's not just here's a downloadable PDF that says 10 things, 8 of which you already knew. And now you're going to be on my email list forever. And, it's not that. It is really some quality gifts. I'm giving away something of quality. It is the Nice to Meet You bot templates, also known as Autobot. It is a template. It is videos that walk you through every single step of the way. And it is a support and accountability to make sure you get through all those videos and install this stuff on your account because I want so very badly for people to get involved with chatbots. Now's the time. Now's the time. I'm not giving you a false urgency here. What I'm doing is saying this is new. And when you are learning how to do something that's still relatively new, mistakes that you're going to make and that I've made in the past, when you make a mistake, it's not that big of a deal. When you wait until something has, a billion people doing it already, and you make a mistake, it shows more. You know what I'm saying? This is a great time to jump on the train and learn, and it's not going to cost you anything to do so. It's not going to cost you anything to get my work for free. You can do this. I hold your hand through every step of the way. This is a template that has worked for many, many people. It's a proven process. I'm not going to let you down. I am not going to let you fail. There's support and accountability all throughout the way. So if you've ever looked at me and said, I want something for free from her, it's time. Hey, Brad Friedman, good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? I love Brad. Brad was my client for a really long time, and yeah, Brad, there's a free template going on if you're interested in grabbing that thing. So, wanted to talk about that first because that's kind of uppermost in my mind. Here is something that I have noticed. I was just talking to my team member, Alexa, the chief ninja around here on the Black Belt Bots team. I was just talking to her about this. It seems like, and maybe this is just, maybe this is common sense to most people, but I just noticed it, so I'm going to pass it on. That it really, when you have got a ton of people coming into your bot, and people do this through, this giveaway. I've added 150 people to my bot because, of course, that's the opt-in, right? Winka, winka. I asked for your email too, but you totally don't have to give it to me because I'm just not that way. But here's the thing. when you have a mass amount of people coming in, how do you handle that in the very best way possible? Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Teresa. Good to see you. How do you handle that in the very best way possible? How do you handle that in a way that makes everybody feel taken care of and loved and not lost and not like, oh, here I'm in another thing and somebody's going to market to me and I hate that. How do you avoid that when you have a ton of people coming in? First of all, how do you get a ton of people coming in? Here's my experience. This giveaway is doing it for me. Challenges, if you hold a 5-day challenge and you coordinate with several people to help you get the word out and you make it hugely public and you spend a couple of weeks on a promo before you do the challenge, you will also get a ton of people into your bot. Facebook ads. I've talked to you about my friend Tammy Lane. She comes on the show every once in a while. She is flipping magic. She's magic. She has helped many people get Facebook ads working and Facebook ads into a bot totally working with one of my clients. Ian is his name. So that's how, that's getting a lot of people in at once. A lot of people also prefer to just get a few people in all of the time. It just matters, how much time you have, how many team members you have, all of that kind of stuff. But if you get a flood of people in, what are you going to do with them? How are you going to make it so that they feel taken care of and loved and nurtured along the way? Because really, darlings, this is what we're all about. This is about nurturing people, letting them get to know you and some free resources long enough to want to start participating in your world. What we're really trying to do with a bot is not sell 1,000 t-shirts overnight. I don't care about all of that. I don't have 1,000 t-shirts. Well, maybe I do have 1,000 t-shirts, but they're all mine. Anyway, it's not about how quick can we get you to a sale. It's about letting people get to know you, letting people get to know your work. It's about offering them things that are actually of value for them. But above all of that is this. Here's the overarching rule. You want to create positive feelings towards you and your brand in order to build a relationship. You see, when people are faced with marketing opportunities, when people are faced with, hey, get on my email list, hey, get on my bot list, they're naturally defensive. Why? Because we have all read so many messages from so many people that absolutely do not apply to us whatsoever. Listen, I remember 10 years ago, I was working at a place that I shall not name, but I wore an orange apron and designed kitchens for people. I know, it was a separate universe. Anyway, I would go to the fax machine every once in a while and I would receive Viagra messages. I would receive faxes that, applied to people who have equipment that I don't even have. This is, modern day marketing. We've talked about mass-produced marketing before. Modern day marketing is how many people can you get on? How many people can you get on your list? How many people can you talk to at once? How many people can you do this stuff at once? Bots are opposite from that. Bots are, how do we actually, once people are there, how do we nurture them? How do we offer them some things of value and avoid messages that don't have value for them? 98% of what we look at is the facts that I used to get about Viagra. It's messages that I don't want, that don't apply to me. Sometimes it's also this, and this is annoying. Hey, I've already bought that product. Please stop trying to sell me on it. Or I've already decided that thing isn't for me. Please stop trying to sell me on it. Teresa says, I get emails like that every day and I have no clue how those people found me. Yeah. Unroll.me is your best friend. Go hook that up to your Gmail account and it will help you very, very much. I promise you, and it's free. Anyway, so much messaging, so much of it, even messenger bot messaging, even chatbot messaging that comes from other places, so much of it doesn't even apply to the people we're talking about. It is this technique. It is spray and pray. It's time. It's time, everyone. It's time to stop using that. It's time to stop hoping that someone will respond to what you have, no matter who they are, and come trickling back to maybe ask you a question. That's what the chatbots do. They are there to create that positive feeling. It's there to assure people that you are not a person that is going to run out on them. Many internet marketers start up companies that are, stay up there overnight, and it's a pop-up thing, and then boom, they desert their platform and you're left holding the bag because you paid them money and now nothing's happening. That happens a whole lot. Having a chatbot and regularly connecting with people allows you this power. It allows you the power of letting people know that you're there for them. It offers a vision of you that is consistent. Many internet marketers fail at that too. A consistent image of who you are and what you do. A lot of us, and me included, let's just not even pretend for a second that I'm not part of this party, because I totally am. A lot of us get, we get moving down a trail, we get moving down a track, and we kind of forget about other things that are going on in ways that we might be presenting ourselves online that we have totally freaking forgot about. Listen, I do it too. It's okay. What a chatbot does, if people are in your chatbot and they're doing, regular things, regular little touches are such a huge, important part of having a chatbot. For instance, one of my clients, Tripsy Travel, lovely human beings over there. And every Monday, there is something called Monday Motivation. Tripsy Travel and her sister company, which is slipping my mind right now, actually coaches people on how to become travel agents. So, keeping your motivation up when you're starting small business, when you're venturing out into new territory, huge. And so every Monday a message goes out that says, hey, you ready for your Monday motivation? We've set it up so that the owner of the company has recorded 30 or 50, I can't even remember how many she did for us, of these Monday motivation things. And people press the button that they're ready. It goes through a giant randomizer that randomizes 50 messages, and boom, it brings them one. And if they're not motivated after that one, they can press a button and they can get another one. Having those touches, having those, I've thought about my people. I've thought about what they need. I'm going to bring it to them. I'm going to bring it to them free of charge. I'm going to offer them some value this week just because they're around. These are the types of things that I'm talking about when I say nurture. I know a lot of people talk about email and nurturing the list and all that kind of stuff. It's been very, very seldom that I have felt nurtured on an email list. Here's why. Email doesn't really require any feedback from me, does it? When a system doesn't require any feedback from you at all, and it's designed to provide you value, there's a disconnect there. How do you know which value I need? Are you just going to send me everything? Is that what you're going to do? That is so hard to segregate that in an email system, because email systems are all different. I couldn't tell you how to do it. I could only tell you how to do it in mine. But there are so many email programs out there. In a chatbot, I can segment that audience. I can make it so that the people who are interested in dog training get the messages about dog training. Not that there are messages about dog training in my bot. I have nothing in that area. I'm pulling examples out of the air. It's an impromptu Thursday show. Okay, everybody. Anyway, nurturing. It's impossible to nurture somebody without knowing them, right? It's impossible to spray and pray and nurture at the same time, there is a huge disconnect. If you don't know who you're talking to, if you don't know what they need, if all you know is where they opted in at, and you haven't been able to find out any more information so far other than they clicked here, they clicked here, they clicked here, how do you know what they're interested in? In a bot, I can find that out. In a bot, I can ask you questions, I can get feedback, I can get a sense of who you are, all automatically, and then I can send you stuff that's relevant to you and valuable for you. So I'm on a soapbox today. Hope y'all don't mind, because I don't know, soapboxes are kind of fun. But I'm on a soapbox about how do you nurture your people? How do you think about where to take that relationship next? I know that that's not some people's interest. What some people are interested in is how many. But for a bot, I'm interested in providing for my clients, providing for myself and my own chatbot, and teaching people how to properly nurture your list, to know them really, really well, to know the things that they like and don't like, to give them so many choices along the way that they're really, really, they might not get messages 3 times a week from me. That's fine. Maybe they're only getting the messages that matter to them. But if they're getting a message every, I don't know, 6 weeks, and it matters, and it helps them grow, it helps them take a step they never would have taken, it helps them bring in a client they never would have brought in, they're going to remember me. I don't have to stay on top of everybody's mind all the time. We have created what Spray and Pray, the old method of marketing, has created, is an arena where everyone is shouting for your attention. The problem is also this, what I'm doing right now, Facebook Live. Everyone can broadcast on 1,000 channels if they have a microphone. This is my new microphone, everybody. Do you like it? It was hanging above me, but I noticed then that nobody really gets good sound, so I put it below me again. It hides my chin. Anyway, yeah, I totally got off on that subject, didn't I? Talking about the Spray and Pray. Spray and Pray is a huge disconnect to nurture. There's almost no way to do this. There's almost no way to do this. I like to make sure that the folks that are getting in my bot have some sort of, knowledge of me, some sort of something. Now, of course, everybody in the world gets people opting into their bot that are, weird or trying to, do something completely different or whatever. I mean, it's one of those things. It's fine. But I do try to make sure that, that people are, get some questions asked of them, because if they're not right to be in there, then I don't want to bother them. Anyway, let me catch up on the comments. Skeevy happens. Absolutely it does. Unroll.me is a lifesaver, not a lightsaber, a lifesaver. It is. I get hundreds of emails a day that I don't even ever have to see, because Unroll.me takes care of me and filters that stuff out. So loving that. Okay, anyway, so nurturing people inside of a bot. This is how you take them from a name on a list somewhere to somebody who has a relationship with you. Whether that relationship is, and these relationships can go a lot of ways, my friends. You don't have to rely on, did they buy? Did they buy? Did they buy? You know what? I have a client. His name's Jay Fazette. He's the one I'm doing the JVology giveaway with. That guy creates more. And his thing is joint ventures. A joint venture, if you didn't know, is this. When I have somebody that is, when I have a relationship with somebody that is pretty kind of adjacent to my business, and I have a new product coming out, or I have a challenge coming up, and I say, hey, Bob, would you email your people for me and invite them to a webinar, and I'll talk to them about the challenge and see if anybody opts in. If people opt in enough so that payment is exchanging hands, then I make sure that my partner gets some of that payment back, because it's the kind thing to do. It's a really wonderful way to do business. I'm going to be going to Calgary in September to a conference that's talking about this very, very thing. So if you want to go with me, put it in the comments and I will point you to the correct persons. I will point you to the correct links anyway. So my point is, this guy who focuses on joint ventures all the time I've seen it in his bot. He will get in there and he will talk to people about joint ventures, and boom, all of a sudden they're joint venturing on a project. Usually a huge project, because Jay doesn't do anything small, people. But that is exciting to me. Relationships that are born in bots are very, very exciting to me. I have got another client that I partner with on a regular basis. That's been an amazing process as well. So many collaborations can happen in bots because you've started a real relationship with somebody. It's not just here. I've now set up a speaker on your desk that's going to virtually shout every time I want you to come to something or pay for something. Who cares about that? Who cares? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That stuff is what we tune out. We all have blinders on to that 98% of crap out there that we're getting messages about every single day. If you look at a web page and there's a banner, you're getting advertised to. If there's a sidebar, you're probably getting advertised to. All of these things, all of these messages that we're getting every single day that don't apply to us. Let's start a revolution. Let's start a bot revolution where we don't do this anymore, where we send out things that are of value to people who we know will have that value. Let's nurture. Let's not spray and pray anymore. I'm about to raise my right hand and swear on one of my Dungeons and Dragons books. Anyway, so this has been a little ranty today, but I just want to express some of the feelings that I've been having about bots and what they are and what they can be, as opposed to how a lot of people treat them, how a lot of marketers treat them, because that's the way we've been taught. List, 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 numbers, numbers, numbers. The basic thing is this: treating marketing like a numbers game. It's just like in the olden days. I'm now going to date myself. Are you all ready? In the olden days, we used to fill out resumes. And we used to say, it's a numbers game. Just send it out to as many people as humanly possible. This was before I decided that I was unemployable. Goggles are inappropriate in most work settings. Not in the bot cave, though. They're perfectly fine in here. Anyway, this is what we used to do. We used to go and we used to print as many possible resumes as we could. This was before monster.com. And we used to say it's a numbers game. Send out 50 a day. You'll get a job. Spray and pray. How many can you contact? How many can you send out? And maybe a few of them will get back to you. Bots are definitely the opposite way. Bots are, how can I walk people through a journey that's valuable to them? I have people in my bot that will never pay me a single dime, that have referred people to me that pay me lots of money. Aren't they just as valuable? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say, let's start treating people like they're worth something. Like they're worth something because they're breathing. And I don't mean worth something like, I'm going to put a price on this person's head. Lifetime value of a customer. I know people do those digits. It's fine. I know people love to calculate that stuff. I'm not that person. I cannot calculate the lifetime value of a Jay Fizzette. I cannot calculate the lifetime value of a Stacy Bryuka. She's not here right now, I don't think. But of a Teresa, of a Lindsay, of all of these things. I can't calculate the value. I don't know what's going to transpire in our future relationships. I just know that if I do the groundwork, If I do the groundwork by producing things of value, like a show, like a podcast, like all of these other things, messages in my bot, if I produce the things of value, when you or a friend needs something, there's not a decision that has to be made. That's what I do. It's harder. It's a harder trail. You can't just hire somebody to copyright your emails and go send out a huge bunch of them and spray and pray and hope it works. I mean, you can, but the numbers that you have to get for a return on investment get worse every single day. So why do that, right? Why do that? For me, it's just much more worth it to consistently provide that value. And if you have trouble, help you along. And if you don't, then leave you alone. We all get too many messages in a day, people. I usually, when I go and speak on stage, I'll start out by asking people if they know that roosters have built-in earplugs. They do. It's like mechanically connected. Whenever they throw their head back to do the cock-a-doodle-doo thing, they've got earplugs that jam in there naturally. They're not plastic or anything. They're born with it. Anyway, I start out with this because most people don't really realize that all of their clients are the same. That we all, because we as people have blinders on. We all do. I'm blind. They actually have names for some of this as well. So when you go on a website and you don't look at the banner because it's constantly kind of switching with a different little graphic or whatever, it's called banner blindness. When you are listening to the radio in your car, an actual station that is still operating in the old way, and they've got commercials that come on, every 10 minutes or whatever it is, you stop listening to those. That's an audio blindness. We've all got blindness. How do you cut through that? Have a personal message that's worth something. Spray and pray is mass production of messages, and we no longer need this. People don't go for this anymore. People want personalized. People want to be seen, heard, and cared about. This is what you want to create in your body. If you've got no idea how to do that, I would prefer that you get a hold of me before you get a hold of anybody else, because I can tell you things. I have some experience with lots of my clients, and I want everybody to get in. I want everybody to get in on this chatbot craziness because it's actual. It's not a flash in the pan. Yeah, Messenger changes the rules all the time. I get it. I know. But my job is to change with that. My job is to make sure that my clients are taken care of. If Zuckerberg said no more business messaging tomorrow, I've got a platform that I'm using now that's totally different and does not rely on Facebook one bit. That's very exciting to some of my clients. So anyway, if you are thinking of hopping on this train, I would say, oh yeah, resumes, right? Everybody's like, no one does those anymore. They pop it in on Monster or something, and people like us who know that we're unemployable don't need to do them anymore. Don't swear on a Demigorgon. I don't have one currently in this office. I mean, I have some dice that I could swear upon. Anyway, just getting back to the comments there. Teresa says, yeah, there are rule changes. I think it screwed me up and I didn't realize it until yesterday. Definitely some changes have been coming down the pike with Messenger. There will also be, in this next month or so, just to let you know, ManyChat's having their big old conference. At their big old conference is usually where they release their big old, these are the improvements we've made over the last year. They used to do it kind of incrementally, but now they sort of wait for their conference so that people will pay massive amounts of money to go to it. I'm not going to be there. If TrueChat had a conference, I'd be there, and I would drag some of you with me. Anyway, yeah, there are messages coming down the pike, so do pay attention to that, Teresa. That will be very helpful for you. And if you want to get into bots and you haven't been able to before, and you're seeing this and you're like, I want to get in, you can get in. I put a comment. It's the first comment in this whole thread. If you go and tap on that bad boy, it'll take you to a page, and that page looks like, let me see if I can grab this bad boy right here. Yeah, you tap that link, it'll take you to a page that looks like this. You will get gifts of all kinds. You will get gifts of all kinds. You have to opt in for them. You don't, get 50 things automatically sent to your inbox. That would be stupid and overwhelming. But 5 categories: lead generation, that's my category; personal development, health and wellness, sales, money mastery, all the stuff. And here are all the people. Boom. That is your RJ. My gift is actually the first one on the list. So if you want a free template that will walk you through everything, my bot will take care of you and support you along the way. It's magnificent, and you get, if you make it all the way through, you get a little half hour with me so you can ask me some questions. I encourage you to do this. I'll throw the link in there again. Boop, 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 boop. I'll throw it in there again for you. Look for Spinning Dragon. She just gave you the link in the comments. But this is a great thing to do. This is a great thing to do. I really like all the categories. It's not all about money, is it? We're entrepreneurs. That means we spend lots and lots of time at these desks. I know that I do. And what I want to do is I want to pay attention to the whole person. Some days that happens, some days it doesn't. But when it does, I want that stuff to happen in a meaningful way. Some of these categories, the personal development, the health and wellness, these people have been working professionals for many years. And if you're interested in stuff like that, I just encourage you to hop on this bad boy because you'll benefit. So, my darlings, that is it for today. I need to roll off here and do some other crazy things because that's what I'm always doing. But just want to encourage you to check that thing out. I want to encourage you to get into bots. Step into this thing. You don't have to go, this is free. This is free. The templates are free. The account on ManyChat, you can keep that free for as long as you want. I suggest you go pro. It's $10 a month. If you don't want to spend that, you don't have to. Get in. Jump in, both feet, head first, whatever you do. Wear a cape. I do. Anyway, I'll be back next week. We will be talking about bots. We'll be talking about with hopefully the folks from TrueChat. I keep promising that. I'll make it happen next week. How about that? And we're going to talk about all kinds of things. If there's a certain subject you want to hear on the show, please do let me know about it, because failure to read minds is definitely one of my issues. And I love you. Hope you're having a great day. I'll see you all in a bot.